So hello everyone. In the previous chapter, we created up the stored procedure and then we called up the stored procedure. You can see the line number 104, but we retrieved no results, and hence we were to a situation where we said that yes, we have an issue. So to find that issue, let us now go ahead and dry run. So for giving a dry run, let us first see the data. So we have the data in which we have 10 employees. So out of these employees, all of them have the email ID except two which have the email ID as null. Then all other have the email ID such as Anand Goel, Abhay Goel has goel at the rate g star star.com. So the last name at the rate gm star star l.com. So this has Aurora at the rate. So I'm just giving you an idea of the data which we are using for dry run. Now let us go back to our stored procedure. So in stored procedure, from line number 52 till 69, not even 69 till 72. So you can see till 77 actually we do not have anything. We have just set up the value, then we have created a cursor, we have opened up the cursor. So our entire logic is written actually inside the loop, and the loop starts from line number 77 and it's end at line number 98. You can see over here, right? So I will just show you up the below, and at the end we close the cursor, and in line number 101 the procedure gets ends. So let us go back and see the loop, only the loop. So the loop ends at line number 98, but the last statement of the loop is 96. So we have the entire loop over here from 77 till 96. So let us see the line number 78. So we are trying running it, right? We created up the cursor, we opened up the cursor. CUR email is the cursor, and cursor is pointing up to the first row. And in this particular scenario, we have made this cursor of a table which was select email from employees. So it would have selected only the emails, no other column, right? So we are saying fetch email, current email, that is the first email, and put into a variable. So this is not an array. This can contain only a single email address. So we are putting goel at the rate gm star star l.com in email address. Then it is checked if finished equal to 1. So it says if finished equal to 1. So finish is not equal to 1. We have 9 more rows. So it does not go and finish it. Now let us move to the next part. So initially email list was null. Email list initially was nothing, not null. It was nothing. It was this thing, right? If we just scroll down and see over here, when we called create email list, before that we even executed this statement which said set email list as add nothing, and then we concatenated all email list in this procedure, and then we called it, right? So now I'm going back. So here we have fetched goel, and this is as of now nothing. Nothing plus concatenate this goel. So at the end this will become something like this. You can focus on line number 92. This will become something like this: goel at the rate gm, then star star l.com, and a colon. So now this new list will contain this string, and at the end our email list string length will increase to 1. So our email list length was 0 before start of this loop. It was 0. So now with the first iteration at line number 97, which is the last line of the loop, this email list length has become 1. Now this loop will go back again to line number 78 because it is not till the end, and it will keep on repeating itself. So at the second time when we see it, we see that second email address. What is the second email address? Second email address is bansal at the rate gm.com, right? First was goel, then it is bansal. So Now it will pick the second email address Bansal and put it inside email address, this email address. Then it will see if it has reached the last of the row. No, it will not go inside it. Now the value of email list was already this, and it says concatenate this and Bansal. So now we have this, and we will say Bansal at the rate gm star star l.com. So we have added two, and the email list length was already 1, which will be now 1 plus 1 2, and 2 will be put inside length. So now the email list length is 2. The loop will again go back to 78 and fetch the next value. The next value is Verma at the rate gm star star l.com. So again the loop will fetch the value of Verma star star gm star star l.com and put it in email address, which is the variable. Now email list is already this, and it will again, this will come at the end, and it will again add another email address, that is Verma at the rate gm star star l.com, right? So now I will go back again and see that the next value is null, right? So now when it will come down over here and it will check all the things, it will put null into email address. So email address is null now, and email list has value of this. So it will not go inside this because we still have rows, and then at the end it will concatenate null and email list. So this all will be concatenated by null. So whenever we concatenate something with null, it becomes null. So this whole of the thing will become null, and at the end what we will be getting is null. Then we will like keep on adding null plus the value, null plus the value, null plus the value, null plus the value. So this was one way like how you debug value. So this is the issue over here. So if we have the null value, we have to put up some statement like before like using of this procedure. You can see from line 86 89. So I marked it as comments. So we have to mark it uncommented. This is required. It says that if email address is null, then set email address as not found, not to null. So now when it will concatenate, it will say that it is found, not found, and it will just add one thing over here which is not found, rather than converting the entire string into null. Now this string will look like something like this. In the next, again in the next iteration, if we have these code from 86 to 89, which is checking if the email address is null, then in the next again we have null, we will say not found. Then the next email ID will be whatever it is. Say maybe it was Gupta. Say Gupta at the rate gm star star.com. So if we see over here, if we just have these 4 lines of code, 3 lines of code, then our like this procedure will work fine. So again, like this dry run is a method of like finding up the cause. So we need to figure out like which particular procedure is causing the issue, then we have to dry run it. Or else like there are times where we need logs. So how can you put up logs? So you can just put up simple select statement. So now if I have like already commented it before, so we do not require this in production. So this particular select statement will give me the value of this email address, which is fetched for every iteration. For the first iteration, I will get goel at the rate. So this way I know where my program is going and where we have the error. So logs are something which are very important to debug any tool. It may be the application server, the database server, the web server. So as of now, we are particularly talking about the web server, and anyhow, these are not the logs which have been created by the server itself. So these are the logs which have been created by the developer, and when you are putting them up, you have to make sure that you remove them from the code so that like they do not go in the production, because if they are in the production then they are like bad for the production because they create unnecessary load on the server. So now when we have this code, and in the similar way, like you can see over here, like these two also are the comments, and these are again nothing logical but just the logs to show up the value of a particular iteration in the loop. So for all the 10 times it will show us the list which is being built up. So again, as like we have discussed about it, I am commenting of these logs, and we will just uncomment these few statements which are required, and let us go back, save it. So you can see on the very left corner we have a stored procedure. I am just going ahead and dropping it, and let me recreate this stored procedure. So from line number 102 till 52, so I have recreated this stored procedure, you can check. And now let's call it, and let's select email address. So you can see over here that we have the list over here. I just copy the list and paste this inside Notepad++, and you can see that we have 10 values: 1, 2, 3, we have 4th, and we have 5th, then 2 not found, 6th, 7th, 8, 9, and 10. You can see that we have these values which have been taken up. So guys, this bring this lesson to the close, and in the next chapter we will be studying about error handling in MySQL.